Welcome to Destination Wellness, retreats, travel, and connecting to your highest potential. My name is Kueny, founder of Goddess of Light Retreats, and I offer premium experiences for women to align with their dreams and soulfully connect to their highest consciousness. I also love to support leaders, change makers, and healers in creating their own enchanting experiences so they can increase their visibility, deepen their soul gifts, and make a bigger impact while having a ton of fun in the process. So, I have discovered that one of the most magical ways to reduce stress, increase wellness, and expand self-discovery and growth is, are you ready? Okay, first get out a pen and your journal so you can take notes during our time together. Okay, so how do we go from tension and stress and overwhelm and playing it small to really elevating our highest potential on a mind, body, and soul level? I believe that one of the most fundamental yet overlooked ways is through travel. Not just any type of travel, but through intentional, conscious travel, and specifically through retreats. So if you're not familiar with retreats, what is a retreat? And maybe some of you have thought that you were familiar, but honestly, the word is becoming incredibly trendy, and quite honestly, it's often misused. So a retreat is really an opportunity to connect deeply with your inner self. This is the part of yourself that sometimes gets lost as we get so busy just with everyday tasks and roles that we play. So considering all the different hats that you wear on a daily basis, employee, employer, parent, partner, and so on. But when you take off of those hats, when you wash away those roles, even just for a moment, what remains? What remains? No, I'm not referring to the gray wisdom hair underneath those hats. I'm talking about the most true and authentic version of yourself. The one that just wants to play and be creative and enjoy life at this very moment. The highest part of yourself that is here to experience the joys that life has to offer. And so often that is absolutely overlooked in just the hustle and bustle of everyday life. So I want you to consider right now, just connect with that piece of you. Connect with that part of you that just loves to explore, that loves to see new things, enjoy different experiences. So this here is where so many opportunities for wellness enters. Now, a retreat is not a business meeting. It's not a week-long wine fest, although I know that there are some of those that promote themselves as a retreat. Well, I have nothing against this kind of events. If you really want to step up your wellness, if you really want to step into your wellness, which includes mental health, physical alignment, and spiritual connection, taking a few days or maybe even a few weeks, if you're lucky enough to have that time, to just put aside busy work and become very intentional with your life will be a game changer for years to come. And I've seen this time and time again with the attendees that participate in my retreats. And I want the same for you. I want you to experience that fullness, the depth of what wellness can look like for you. And when we speak about wellness, again, this is a very holistic version. There's so many pieces that incorporate the total wealth, right? And when I say wealth, W-E-L-L-T-H, the wealth, that is what we are really aiming for here, right? So if we want to consider how do we do this through travel and through retreats? How do we connect deeply with our source of inner well-being, our source of wealth? So consider this. Some of you may travel across the globe for a retreat. And some of you, you have amazing retreats right in your own backyard that you can soak in the pleasures of the beauty that a retreat has to offer. And so I personally have been co-creating local retreats since about 2007. And then I expanded to destination retreats in 2021, which includes travel. And I know 2021 was the time when everybody else was staying home and isolating and typically not traveling so much. But I knew, and I know, that when the rest of the world constricts and when people start going into fear mode, that is when we really need to expand. That is where we need to grow and expand. And I know that when we are forced into things that constrict us, and sometimes things that go against what society typically says, which is a lot of what happens in holistic wellness, isn't it? It might look a little nutty to some, but truly, truly, you will know in your soul what is your truth. And for me, that truth is really connecting through travel experiences, intentional travel, and specifically through retreats. So let's explore some of the beauty of the interconnection between travel and retreats. So number one, if you're taking notes, go ahead, you can write down number one. It is an increased support system. Now, oftentimes when we attend a retreat, we have a built-in support system, which is incredible. And that's something that people don't often realize before attending their first retreat, is how deeply connections are made and how quickly it can happen. So not only am I there to support the women as a guide, as a leader, as a facilitator of the growth that is happening, but the women come together in this community and form a new sisterhood and form this tribe that really they are showing up for each other. So they come into retreat thinking that they're going to have this new experience for themselves. And then they discover that part of the beauty is that they are creating this new community for themselves and for each other. And so another thing that I often have heard holds people back from traveling, especially longer distance traveling, is not having someone to travel with. And I completely understand that. Having travel partners makes the experience so much more fun, and you make these lasting memories and these inside jokes that nobody else really understands if they weren't experiencing it with you. And so you have this support. You have this extra layer of fun in the process, and we all know how much support and joy and laughter and connection contribute to our overall wellness. It is vital. It is vital to our health to have those connections. And not to forget the extra level of safety that it provides when traveling, to have others who are with you, who are consciously supporting one another. And so keep that in mind when we're talking about wellness. Keep in mind, how can this apply to your everyday life? Because throughout our sessions together, I also want to give you some ideas for how to apply these pieces to your everyday life. So think about the support system that you have. Is the support system truly one that elevates you and that helps you reach your highest potential? And if not, you don't necessarily have to let people go out of your life. If They are not contribute if they are actually declining, right? On the opposite side of the spectrum, if it's a decline to your health to have specific people in your life, then you might want to consider more distance, more boundaries. But if you don't have that tribe, that support, consider how you can bring in more of that, more of those people that really get you, that really connect with you, that really respond in a conscious way. And if you need to seek it out, do it. It's so, so important. It's well worth the effort in seeking out that intentional community. All right, so, let me actually tell you about something that happened earlier this year. I took 10 women on a goddess retreat to Costa Rica, which is absolutely just life-changing. And after just a few days, though, actually, it didn't even take a few days, maybe for some of them a few hours, maybe some a couple of days, but within a matter of hours, some of the women, they felt so connected to each other, as if they had known each other for their entire lives. And one of the days, we were walking back from the river where we had just painted ourselves and each other in this Costa Rican blue clay, which was a phenomenal nourishment for our skin, by the way. And we were floating on the water, connecting to our souls, connecting to Mother Earth, just this beautiful experience. And everyone came back, just like completely elevated and in joy and peace at the same, moment. And we were walking through these rocks to get back to the retreat center. And one of the women, unfortunately, had a small injury on her way back. Now, on a typical vacation, that experience may have ruined her entire trip, and it may have been this lasting memory that, kind of brought that enjoyment and excitement down. But what happened instead is, because there was the built-in community, because there were others supporting her, everyone was so compassionate and kind and surrounded her in healing, surrounded her in like this safety, bringing her food, making sure that she had everything that she needed, making sure that she had, ice or different healing modalities to support her in feeling better. It was such a beautiful experience. And, all of these women who attended the retreat, they wanted to stay connected too. And so they continue to connect with one another. And this woman too, and actually a few of the women, they realized that after being the caretaker essentially their entire adult lives, that they had this incredible opportunity to receive help, that they didn't have to be the ones always giving, but they could also receive. And so consider too, how can you receive more? How can you ask for help when you need it? You don't have to do it alone. Okay? All right, so moving on to number two. One of the really unexpected things that happens when we infuse travel and retreats is that there's actually an increase in cognitive health. So when you are in a new location, you discover new experiences and you have that childlike excitement and the curiosity comes. This is so good. This is so good for us. The everyday mundane tasks that we just do on repeat is, fine when necessary, but it doesn't create those new neural pathways that we need for our cognitive health. And so that stimulation of the brain activity as you're in a new experience and you have the safety aspect of the retreat, it actually keeps the brain engaged and reduces the risk of cognitive decline. And so having that experience through travel contributes to better mood and emotional well-being, and then also to cognitive health, which is quite cool. There's actually some research, and I don't have it at the tip of my hands right now, but there's some research that travel and retreats can even not only improve quality of life, but they can actually expand lifespan. And so it just is absolutely phenomenal when you start going into some of the research behind it too. Okay, so potential for personal growth, number 3. So we had 1, 2, number 3. I hope you're taking notes because this is important. This is important that you are really, learning for yourself, like what makes you excited, what brings you alive, and what you want to add into your life to gain more of this wealth of well-being. Okay, so conscious retreats have a flow of rest and rejuvenation. So number 3 is personal growth, by the way, if I didn't say that. So rest and rejuvenation, along with helping you to push the boundaries of what is possible for you in your life. So there might be physical activities, there might be some different ways of helping you to realize your own determination and perseverance and strength that come through. There might also be consciousness work that helps you to release traumas, reduce fears, and that allows for new growth to enter. So it's incredible to witness these transformations happening when you are truly allowing yourself that opportunity to try something new, to release, and to also, again, like test your personal limits. Now, if you want a taste of this, I encourage you this week to try something new or something that you haven't done in a long time, something that will just light you up. So maybe it's renting a kayak, attending a painting party, going dancing, attending a sound bath, or maybe even just for a really mini taste of this, take the long scenic route home or wake up to the sunrise. Set your alarm and actually go outside, watch the sunrise and all of the beauty that emerges from it. So I would like you to choose something right now. Go ahead and choose what you're going to try, what you're going to bring into your life today. Because while I highly encourage you to seek out a retreat, to consciously travel, I want you to bring this into your life every day. Bring this consciousness, this wellness into your everyday life. So take a moment to be present with yourself, listening to your body, listening to your heart, listening to your soul. What is it that comes to mind? And trust it. Trust that there is something that you can bring into your life right now to help you connect with this wellness. Maybe it is seeking that intentional community. Maybe it is bringing something new and joyful into your life again. And what really also helps us to reach our highest potential is keeping those promises to ourselves. So write down one simple thing that you can do and keep yourself accountable for it. That's going to add to your ability to receive long-term wellness, mind, body, and soul. All right, so let's wrap up these 3 elements, and there's so much more. I could go on and on about this, but when intentionally traveling to increase your well-being and expand your potential, number 1, co-create your support system. Number 2, keep that childlike excitement. And number 3, keep the energy going by trying something new. All right, so I greatly appreciate your time here with me today. So I have put together a gift for you. Yes, I have. It is a virtual mini retreat to connect with your highest self and enjoy a little taste of retreat energy together. This is going to be from the comfort of your own home. To access this, which is the Goddess Activation Hour mini retreat, go to www.goddessoflightretreats.com/goddess gifts. All right, once again, my name is Marie, and I hope that this was insightful for you as you continue your next steps on your wellness journey. Bye for now.